Yo, what's up? It's your boy Dragon, back with another tutorial, and today's tutorial I'm be showing y'all how to make a fire snow theme banner. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you don't have time in your hand, you probably don't need to be watching this. This video right here gonna take a little minute. If you want to learn how to do it, I'm about to show y'all. So prepare yourself before you continue watching. But yes, I'm gonna show y'all how to make what you saw on the thumbnail. So with all that being said, let's get straight into it. And you see that right there, subscribe to my channel. But let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to find you a snow background, and you want to find like a real good one. So you want to go to settings, advanced search, and you want to go to any size and then go to larger than 2 MP. Now when I got the image for this banner, I didn't do this, but you just want to find a good snow image and find like a wide one too, so you'll have like a wide space to put your stuff on. But like an image like this, something like that, just find a good snow image or something like this will work right here. Find one of those, and once you find the image you want to right click, copy your image, and what you want to do is bring it into Photoshop. And I already got a different image, but the one you find, just bring it into Photoshop once you find it. Alright, so now that you got your image, it's not gonna be our concern. Right now we're gonna start doing is getting our screenshots and cutting them out. So my boy Dreadhead Brandon, appreciate him for sending these screenshots. What we're gonna start doing is cutting out these pictures right here. So you want to get this, right click, copy your image, come here, hit Control V, and you just want to make it about, let me see, I say make it about this size right here. And after that, just hit P on your keyboard to start cutting out, and it's gonna take us to the pen tool. So I'm gonna cut this out and be back with y'all. And this video gonna be real fast paced, so you're probably gonna have to slow it down, because if I do this slow, I'm gonna spend about an hour on this video. So just try to keep up with what I'm doing. Alright, so once you get done cutting out the first image, right click, make your selection, filter radius, keep that at 1. And what you want to do now is just go over here and click on this mask. I'm gonna have to bring up my keyboard, because if I don't, y'all gonna be lost for real. But now that you do that, you want to hit Control and the plus symbol to zoom in, and you want to hit B on your keyboard while you over here on this. And what this gonna do, this gonna be like your mask. So you want to go to your brush by hitting B on your keyboard, and your hardness set to 0, and you can just go around and take out these little spots right here. Or if you want to, you can hit the pen tool and cut out. So I'm gonna take these out and cut out these little sections right here, but just make sure you take this stuff out.
Say, Chad, that beat all the way to the top.
Hey, Giovanni, is that you?
Alright, so right before I put my keyboard on, I'm gonna go get the other image, and the other image is gonna be this right here. So I'm gonna right click, copy this image, hit Control V, bring it in here, and we're gonna make it about the same size as the first image. So we just start from waist up and get it as high as we can, probably something like this. And now that you got this right here, just hit P on your keyboard to start cutting out with the pen tool. And once I get done with that, I'm gonna be back with y'all. Alright, so now you got these two images in here. You can move these over to the right a little bit, because we're gonna sit the image over there to the left too. But now that you got them in here, the first thing you want to do is go to brightness and contrast and up the brightness on both of them. So just go to brightness and contrast, up the brightness on these images right here, and up it a good amount, because you want your banner to look pretty bright. You don't want it to look dark, especially on the background. We got up the brightness on this back here, so up the brightness. And we also got to mess with the hue. I still remember the settings I did on the person one. This banner be blue, so I went to hue and saturation, set the hue to 17 when I made this. So just make sure y'all mess with that stuff. Brightness and contrast, if we change it, we'll change it later on, but we ain't gonna worry too much about it right now. Now what you want to do is go to levels. You want to add it on there, and then you want to go to black and white, and now you want to kind of try to blend this in. This is what I do, try to blend in my colors. So I just go to my levels and mess with it. Hold up, and they put me on the wrong thing. There we go. But just mess with them a little bit. And you also want to do it to the second image right here. Go to your levels. Do that, because you can see it's very dark compared to the darks on this image. So just mess with it a little bit. And you can mess with it back here also. Alright, so now that you've done something like that, I'm gonna open up this pack and get a CC out of here. And if you want to know this pack, I'm gonna leave it in the description so you can get it also. But you will have to pay for it. So I'm gonna go get the CC out of here. The number begin is number 3. I'm using all my banners. Just hit Control C on it, and then come in here, hit Control V, put it on, and you want to take out the photo filter, gradient map, and the brightness and contrast. So now that you've done that, what you want to do is go up here, and you want to go to brightness and contrast. You want to add your own brightness on here, add your own contrast, and also what you want to do is add a color balance. And for the color balance, you want to do cyan and blue and put those together. And you could put it above this or below. It'll make a difference when you do it, but the difference won't be that big. But yeah, just add a little color balance to the image, and you can take it off and put it back on to see the differences. But once you add this, what you can do now is create a new layer on these right here, and hit B on your keyboard, make the brush bigger. And you want to get like the black color, and you want to, at the bottom, you just want to shade this in. Make sure the hardness on your brush is at 0, but just do this at the bottom. Just shade this black in and kind of mess with the opacity on it once you do it, and do it on the other image also, but do it a little harder on the other image. So it's just like right beside them. Just want to do a little more on this one. Need a lot of opacity on this also. Then after this, create a new layer above these. Hit B on your keyboard, and yeah, so you just want to change the color to white. Do like the same thing with the little brush, and just tap with it like over in these areas right here. That wasn't all the way white though, but you can just hit Control U, turn your lightness all the way up to get all the way white like that. And now that you've done that, you want to go back to these right here. Hit B, you can make sure you on your brush again. You want to tap, like create a layer mask like you see me doing, and just tap like with it up in there. So yeah, and you can add some down here too, because we're gonna add some to the back, and you'll see what I mean by that. But just go to linear dodge, add, and turn it up a little bit so you can get that little light effect. And do the same thing to this one. Have it kind of going all around the image. Then set a linear dodge add, and then mess with the opacity, kind of like that right there. So after that, you want to go behind these images, make sure you're still on your brush, and you want to add like some white spots back here with the brush, kind of like this right here. And you can lower the opacity or make it bigger. Just hit Control S to say your word. I'm gonna name this DAG banner. So yeah, something like that. But yeah, do that right there. If you feel like you don't have enough space, you can move it up to the right some. That's probably what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just hold shift, get everything I just did, and move it to the right a little bit. So now that I've done that, next thing I'm gonna do is go and get this image, hit right click, copy image, and then I'm gonna go to file, new. I'm gonna go to 2048 by 2048, and I'm gonna hit Control V to insert this image, and I'm gonna cut out this whole image right here so I can get the feet, and I'm gonna show you what to do once I do cut all this out.
Say, Chan, that beat all the way to the top.
Hey, yo, Vonnie, is that you?
Alright, so once you get done cutting out, hit Control C on this, then come back over here, make sure you say your word, Control S, then hit Control V. If I'm talking too fast, slow the video down. But now that you got this in here, you just want to resize this and make this a little bit smaller. Try to make the size of it realistic. That's really all I can say. And this size right here might not be realistic, but I'm giving y'all a general idea how to make this. Feel me? This is my second time making it. So just make the brush bigger. Convert this to the color black. You want to go back to your brush, make sure your size is on your hardness is on 0, and we're gonna flatten this brush out by taking this and just dragging it down. Now when you do that, you will be able to make a better shadow, so that's why I'm telling y'all to do that. So just do that right there. Just place it down to make your shadow. Then mess with the opacity on it a little bit, and then after this, what you want to do is go to brightness and contrast. We're gonna make a whole group for it. We're just gonna group it, right? Then we're gonna go to brightness and contrast, right click, create clip mask, and we're gonna other brightness on this image. And we really could use the same brightness as the other one, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. And then what you want to do is go to levels. So we'll just put this back on black and white and mess with the levels once again, and take it off and just leave it wherever we put it at. So now that you got this, I'm gonna show y'all what to do. So now we're gonna do is add color balance on this. We're gonna go -15, and we're gonna go -6, and you can see how the color blended in a little better when we do that. So just hit Control C. I was about to say copy and paste it, but we're just gonna add it manually to all the little images we got, and we're gonna group these also. So we're gonna group that. We're gonna name that number 2. We're gonna group this. We're gonna name this number 1, and we'll call this number 3, so you'll know where your image is at. And we'll add a little color balance thing to this right here also, so it can blend in a little better. So 15, 6, and you can see the difference on it. And if you want to, you can even add a little color balance to the background and make it blend in a little better too. But that's up to you. I ain't really gonna do all that right now though. Right now I'm just focusing on this. So now we got the shadow. I'm gonna show y'all what y'all need to do. You come in here, create another layer with your brush, hit B on your keyboard, go back up here and flatten your brush out. It should just be like right there where you can click on it. And you wanna go around with the black color, right? And just go around the edges where the shadow is, and you want to make it black. and you can just do how I'm doing, right? So just do this around like the edge. And yeah. Well, now that you've done that, kind of lower the opacity, and then you want to make a new layer. Hit B on your keyboard, go to the white color with your brush, and we just doing the brush again, but this time on like this side we gonna line it up so we can go around the edges with this little white color, and we can add some up in here too. And then we can set the linear dodge add, and just do something like that, and then hit Control S to say your work. After this, you want to hit Control J on this layer, create a new layer above that, hold Control, then pick that layer we just duplicated, and then hit Control E, and we're gonna hit Control U after that. Turn the lightness down, and we gonna make a shadow, and we'll just have the shadow going out here. And what you want to do with this, go to right click, convert to smart object, then go to filter, blur, average blur, and we're gonna go to the edge, and your blur don't have to be number like 10. We'll go to the edge of it and let the blur come in like this, and then we'll go to filter, Gaussian blur, and leave it at 1.2, and then lower the opacity on it, and have something like that. Then you want to hit Control S to say your work once you've done that also. So now that you've done that, you want to create a new layer up here, and you want to hit B on your keyboard. Make sure you go to the color black this time, and we're gonna go around the whole image with this black color to make like a black border around the image. And yeah, just do this. Alright, so once you got that border, you can lock that layer. Matter of fact, lower the opacity a little bit, then lock the layer. But now that you've done that, you want to go on these images right here. I just double clicked it to do that, and you want to add an inner shadow similar to what I got. So I probably can already use these right here. Just right click, copy layer style, then go to this one, right click, paste layer style, and we'll go down here, paste layer style on this one also. And since this image is a little smaller, the shadow the thing gonna hit a little harder. So what we'll do is just lower the opacity on it, but still keep it on that image. So now that we got that, I'm gonna show y'all what to do next, and I'm probably about to do the text, to be honest, but I'm gonna make sure just look at it and see. Alright, so what I did was add some more contrast. I just brought this in, add a little bit more, and I'm gonna bring in vibrance and saturation and add some of that also. But I ain't gonna do my saturation too high, so just hit Control S, say your work after you done that. Alright, another thing I did was move the image down a little bit more, and this really not gonna hurt nothing because I can just move this wherever I want it, and that way we'll have all snow over here and not like the little messed up background. So just hit Control S once you did that. So now that I got all that, we basically almost done. I say that every time, but the video will be like 20 more minutes long. But only thing we gotta do is do the text, and that'll pretty much be it to the banner. I'm not gonna really probably cut nothing else out, but what we're looking for right now is little particles to add on the image. It's gonna be in dust and film grain. It's in the pack I put in the description most of the time. So you just want to go in here until you find like the little particles. I think that's it, but I'm looking for other ones right now. Yeah, so them the best ones right here. We're gonna get this. What? Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna get this. Hit Control C. Then we're gonna come over here, hit Control V once it loads up, and hit Control V. It's just gonna paste the particles onto the image. So we'll paste this on here, and if you want a lot of particles, you really can make it as small as it can be, and that way you'll get a lot of particles. But if you don't want a lot, just leave it big and you won't have as many. But hit Control S once you do that. Alright, so now we're gonna move over to Cinema 4D, and that's what I make my text in, and I'm gonna leave the little template in the description. So you just wanna, if you already got one open, you can just hit File, Open, and it'll open it up. And I'm gonna just wait for this to load up. Type in the template and then hit Open, And once you haven't opened up, I like to do my bottom text first, so I'm gonna type in Brandon, and the font you need is gonna be in the description. I'm gonna try to remember to put it in there, but it's called dispense if I don't put it in there. So type in the word you want, go up here, click that. I'm gonna name this Brando, then click the little render button. I'm gonna let that render, and once it get done rendering, I'll be back with y'all. Alright, so another thing that I'm rendering, but I went back to Photoshop and messed with stuff I was rendering, and I put all the little 3 images in a group. And what I did was I just went in here and messed with the color balance again. I put top one on -47, the bottom one on +21, and I lowered the opacity to 45. But now I set all that, we can just go to File, Open, and bring this image in. Just hit Control-C, and then hit Control-V. We'll just take it over here, hit Control-V, and make sure the image is below all this stuff right here. Now we got in here, just bring it like about right over here. And since this stuff right here like a little too big, we'll just drag it over like so. We'll do this right here, and it really won't hurt nothing. Make sure you move everything at one time when you do this, so you can drag it over like this. And yeah, you give enough space by doing that. So now that you got this, just go back to Cinema 4D, set the depth to 0 this time, render the same thing. You can just add one number at the end and render this, and I'm gonna show y'all what to do when you get done. And what I end up doing now is just taking the color balance layer off the top. It look a little better when I do that, so I might just leave this version without the color balance layer at the top. And go to File, Open, get this, hit Control-C, come out here, hit Control-V, and we'll just set this on this like so, and just make it big enough, and hold Shift, try to get into the right spot, and just keep doing that until it fits. So now we got that, we'll just name this I grouped it. I'm gonna name this 3D1. And now before I do anything, I'm gonna go render the other stuff also. So just hit Control-Z to get your depth back, and we'll name this Dreadhead, and we'll render this text right here also. And to go out, I'm scrolling down on my mouse to kind of like go out. So I'm gonna name this DH, hit enter, then render this, and I'll be back with y'all when this renders out. So alright, so now this done rendering, we're gonna do the same thing. Just go to File, Open, and we'll bring this in, Dreadhead, and hit Control-C. Just come over here, hit Control-V once you bring it in, and make this smaller. We always gonna make the top text smaller than the one on the bottom, so just bring it in like this, and make sure the text isn't touching the person over there, but make it kind of big. So yeah. Alright, so now that you got this, we just gonna go back to Cinema 4D one last time, set this to 0, and we're gonna render this right here, put a 1 beside it, then enter, and let this render, and we'll be ready to do the text once this get done. Alright, so to speed up this little 3D text process, I'm not really gonna, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing right now, but I'm not gonna show y'all me making a layer style. I'm gonna just add my layer style, and if you want it, let me know. I'll give it to you in the comment section. But yeah, just add it on there like that. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get my layer styles, and I'll be back. Alright, so now that I got all my layer styles and stuff on here, let me show y'all, because I almost forgot to show y'all how I did it. So what I do is just go in here, go to gradient overlay, then I go to overlay, and one side I have the darker color, and then on this side I have the brighter color, and this is for the top layer. So for example, you see how I made 2 versions. The one with 0 depth always gonna be on top, and you're gonna have a dark color on one side, and then on the right side you're gonna have a lighter color. So just hit OK once you got that down pat. And then on the bottom one, you pretty much have the same thing. On this one I just went a little lighter, because this color on the left still can be considered light, but I went lighter, darker color, same thing. And then let me show y'all for this one right here. So for this one on the top, I had lighter color, darker color, but it's like a kind of a gray color, but still darker, lighter color. And then on this one right here, I think I did like about the same thing. Yeah, lighter, darker, same thing. So that's pretty much how I do that. But now what I'm about to do, I'm gonna add some brightness and contrast to this. Not too much. You definitely don't want to add too much to this though. Just add a little bit so you can see a difference. Next thing I'm gonna do, create a new layer. Hit B on my keyboard to go to the brush. Make sure your color is black, and we're gonna go around this with the black color, and just do something like this. But yeah, just go around with this, because this gonna make it look way better once we add the shadows. And you can lower opacity, but once you got that, hit Control S. And now I'm gonna bring in my little inner shadow too and show y'all that. Alright, so now I bring the inner shadow. You really can see a difference. The inner shadow, in my opinion, makes it look way better. So just come on here, go to inner shadow, and this pretty much what I did right here. Opacity 27. I love me some. Hold up, pause, bro. I love using linear dye. I don't know why I said distance 4 and then size on 8. I had to catch myself. I'm tripping for that. So now you want to create a new layer below this text, and we're gonna go back and just pick the little shadow thing we left off on. And what we're gonna do right now is just add like little shadows, and this shadow probably gonna have to be a little lower for the 3D text. Yeah, so we'll do something like this for the 3D text, and just go all the way around with this. But make sure it looks good. That's definitely what you want to make sure. Make sure it looks kind of natural. Try to make it look natural. Feel me? And we'll probably lower the text a little bit more to make it look a little bit more natural. Because right now, that really don't make sense. Kind of floating. But I can't really help that. Yeah, so if you lower it a little bit, it'll look better. Like me lowering it like that, it'll look a little better now. So now that you got this, we almost done with the banner. Only thing we gotta do now is just add the social. Now I think I'm gonna just add 3 socials really. I'm not even probably gonna add the same one. So I'm gonna just do YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And we can just exit all these layers out that we're not using. All the little 3D text layers, just exit them out. And now you want to hit Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. And all this doing is copying and pasting it. You just want to bring this down here, make it about a good size. This took me a couple tries to find a perfect size for this, but I feel like this right here should be good enough to fit all the little letters into this. So boom, space it out about right there. And you want to make sure like everything is evenly spaced out. So about right there. And you probably gonna have to change it up because the text probably gonna be pretty long. So I'm gonna put slash. Let me see. Yeah, so hold up. They give me the wrong font anyway. So we gonna be using this font right here. Just type in BBAS. I'm putting it in the description, but we're gonna be using this font right here. So I'm put slash. Let me see. Dreadhead Brandon. And then what we can do, if you don't even want to make it smaller like that, you can just go in here and put 81, and you can grab the text like this and just make it smaller all the way down. So you see what I mean? It's this way longer than you expect too. So it might not be enough room, but we'll just try to use as much space as we can making this. We'll do 4 on each one. Double click, then make it white, and we'll add a little italic to it also. So we'll have to bring this over just a little bit. Then we'll hit Control J. I think it's Instagram the same thing. And for TikTok, we just gonna have to make up something because we're not gonna have enough space. I don't think. You see? Yeah, I doubt that we have enough space. So we'll just drag this over. Yeah, do 4 or 6, whatever we did. Hit Control J, bring this over. Yeah, so we don't have enough space. So I put DAG, feel me? And do 4. And now that we got that, we'll click on this text right here, bring over a ruler, and we'll get like all these layers right here. Bring this down, group it with the socials, click on the edge and drag it to the middle. Now that you got this, just go in the group, add a simple drop shadow to it. Make sure your size and stuff is alright when you do this. And yeah, do something like that, and you're basically done with the banner. Only thing I'm about to do now is make sure the I'm gonna just make sure the color's right, cause I don't really like the way the color blend in. I feel like it's really not blue enough, but I also don't want to mess with the color on the text too much either, cause I like the way it looks right now. So I'm gonna try to fix this color, and I'll be back with y'all when I fix it and show y'all what I did different. But hit Control S to say it work. Alright, so I just what I did was take the color balance off that image right there, and I just went up here, up the opacity all the way with this up here. And one last thing I'm really gonna try to do, and that's pretty much gonna be it for the banner tutorial. Let me see how many minutes we have. I guarantee I'm at 52 minutes. I hope y'all only get to see 20. Shoot, but I'm gonna just add this over here. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, up this a lot, do like 6, and just lower the opacity on it, but still up the opacity same time. And now that I got this, we basically almost done, and I'm gonna show you this camera off filter gonna make this a lot better. Trust me, it is. So I just up the opacity on there, hit Control S, and we'll hold Shift and group everything, hit Control J, and then hit Control E, then hit M on your keyboard to go to the marquee tool. I'm not gonna make a lot of versions this time. I'm only gonna try to make one version, convert that to smart object, then go to camera off filter, because when I send to my clients I make like 3 different versions, but I'm only gonna do one this time. But yeah, so let's go to a preset, Shift, and a preset I'm gonna be using, I think number 37 might be the one for me. Either 37, 12, or 10. I don't even know which one to choose. I think I'm gonna have to go any money more on this one, bro. 37 is great. Definitely not 10. 9 got too much texture on it though. That's the only thing about 9. 12 a little more smooth. I think I'm gonna do 12 just because of the smoothness, and I can add my texture myself. So I'm gonna do number 12, and I take that back. I'm doing number 9, bro. I gotta do number 9 for real. I'm taking me a nap after this, bro. So yeah, definitely gonna be like an hour and 10 minutes. Time be flying. Yeah, so I'm gonna do number 9. And just go to filter, magic bullet looks. Number 37 straight too though. So yeah, I might try number 37. I'm gonna see whatever I want for my thumbnail, but I'm gonna take out the diffusion. I'm not gonna put that on this, and I'm gonna take off chromatic aberration. And now I'm just go straight to topaz. My details, I'm gonna do like 116. I think I did 114 on this though. I'll do 114, apply. Then create a new layer. And just hold Alt, click a color, then pick a color and just place it like that. So yeah. Do this on the whole image, bro. What dog? Then go to linear dodge add, and just mess with the opacity on it. And then after that, you can go to file, export as. But I think I really think I'm gonna do number 37. So I'ma do that, take it out, and then just show y'all what to do on the last step. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, number 37 where it's at, bruh. So I'm gonna do this, go to my Topaz Labs, and I'm gonna call it a day. Now detail 116 to work. I already got my little linear dyes right here, so I ain't tripping. And then I'm gonna go to filter, blur, gallery, tilt shift. I know some good tutorials on how to use this, so if you really want to figure out how to use this junk good, go look at somebody else's tutorial, man. But yeah, do this, do something like that. And then you just want to go to file, export as, and click export. Now name this DD photo, and just go to file, open, and go to a YouTube banner template, and go to file, open once again, and get the one we just exported. Hit Control C, Control V, Control J, boom. Bring it on each side, hold Control, then hit Control E, then hit Control U. And lightness, we gonna set that to -70. Then create a new layer, hit G on your keyboard, and right click, and then go to paint bucket tool. See, I was on the little gradient junk anyway. But yeah, just do that. File, export as, and click export once again. I'm gonna name this DHG banner big, and that's how you make a snow themed banner for YouTube. This junk right here took me like 2 hours to make, and I made it out 1 hour from a tutorial. Let me compare the two. I know the first one is smaller than the second one though, like way smaller, but I ain't tripping, cause I think it's still like a big similarity. Let me see. Yeah, they still similar. See, that was number 57. Let me see what number 37 at. Nah, this number 10. See, it's gonna be so smooth. I don't think I did 37 though, but it's still similar. So yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. My boy Dragon, peace out. We about to be at an hour 2. Peace out.